Welcome to 5 on Friday. I am Megan Arnold, exercise physiologist and personal trainer for Front Street Fitness. Today we're going to talk a little bit about some ancillary equipment that you may have always wanted to try but not been sure what to do. Each piece of equipment has pros and cons. The three pieces that we're going to focus on today are resistance bands, kettlebells, and medicine balls. So the first piece is going to be a resistance band, and I'm going to show an exercise for the lower body with each piece of equipment and talk a little bit about why you would choose each piece. Resistance bands are great because they're not expensive. They're very easy to pack, so you can keep one in your desk drawer if you want to get in some exercise in the middle of your day. One of the things about resistance bands is they offer the most tension at the very end of your range of motion. So it's really important that you control the movement and you control it from start to finish. So right now I'm going to demonstrate a squat. I'm standing on the resistance band and I'm bringing up the band in front of my hands are in front of my shoulders, the bands are behind my shoulders. I'm going to sit my hips back, engage in my core, and then come down into the squat. Now down at the bottom of the squat, it's the easiest because the band is at its most slacked point. As I begin to stand and rise, it gets nice and taut. So you've got to control that range of motion throughout the entire movement pattern. So it's important that you may have more than one resistance band because one band may work for one movement, but then it may not work for the other because it might be either too slack or too thick and too taut. But resistance bands are really, really good if you want to get a workout in any location. The next piece of equipment I'm going to demonstrate is a kettlebell. Kettlebells are great for really dynamic, explosive, functional movements. So again, demonstrating a movement for the lower body, I could easily do a lot of different varieties of squats here, but for the purpose of showing a powerful movement, I'm gonna do a swing. So I'm gonna sit my hips back, use my legs, and swing that kettlebell forward. It may look like I'm using my upper body, but I'm actually exploding through my glutes and through my hamstrings to get that kettlebell to move forward. Kettlebells are amazing. If you've never tried one, feel free to stop up at the desk when Travis or I are in the center, and we can show you a lot of different ideas. One thing about the kettlebells is you really want to focus on using the correct muscle. If you've never used one and you do start to swing, it can exacerbate low back pain if it's done with improper technique. So be very mindful of that. Lastly, we've got our medicine balls. Medicine balls are great for tossing, catching, stability, and anything of that nature. So if you're holding a medicine ball, you can come into that same squatting position and then powerfully press it overhead. You can toss it and catch it. It's another great way to just change up a standard squat you've typically been doing with maybe dumbbells or a barbell. Always feel free to ask somebody who's next to you using that same piece of equipment, or come up and ask one of the professionals, because keeping your body safe is key. It is important to try new things, but you really want to keep your body safe as well. Have fun, and we look forward to working out with you.